this guy. See if he answers.
Hello?
Yeah, Mr. Stewart?
Who's calling, please?
This is Elvis Presley.
You're pulling my leg.
No, this is Elvis Presley.
Elvis, what? Oh, what can I do for you? It's a pleasure to hear from you. I don't think I've seen you for a long time.
Yeah, I hate to bother you, but, I went to bed 6 hours ago, and I can't sleep, and I'm just laying there, thoughts running through my head, thinking about everything I've ever done, and, I'm 42 years old. I feel like I'm just doing the same thing every day.
Yeah. Well, you do put yourself to quite a grueling schedule there, Elvis, if I may be so bold.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Mr. Stewart, I wouldn't mind it so much, if it wasn't for the fact that I can't sleep. Sometimes I go 5 days, and, what happens,
You start to go crazy.
yeah, well, you go delirious.
Yeah, I've had insomnia in my life before, and I know it's no picnic. Sure, you've tried everything.
Well, when I was a kid, I tried warm milk. That was, you might as well tell me to wash my hands with soap and water,
Yeah, warm milk, I mean, yeah. Have you tried Demerol?
No, don't get me started with that stuff. I've had my issues with that in the past.
Yeah, well, I mean, Quaaludes will put you out.
Yeah, well, they'll put most people out, Jimmy. And can I call you Jimmy?
Of course you can.
They'll put most people out than lewds, but, I take, 5 of them damn things, and I'm sailing on the roof like Santa Claus.
You're kidding me. You take 5 Quaaludes.
I take 5 of them sometimes, and I lay there for hours, and I don't sleep.
Oh, my God. I mean, you must be horribly inebriated or intoxicated, whatever, pharmacologically impaired, I'd say, if you took, 5 Dilaudid.
So I take them too.
What's the top? You take Dilaudid?
Well, I've got a lot of pain.
That's like heroin, Elvis.
Life is tough. You get these bad breaks in life. I'm sorry to bother you, but I had to call somebody, and I couldn't think of anybody who I hadn't already called, and I didn't want to bother anybody else.
Well, I don't mind. I don't mind hearing from you, Elvis. I was just sitting here having lunch, and nobody's in the house right now. It's just me and the dogs, and the phone rings, and you could have knocked me over with a feather. You tell me Elvis Presley's calling me. It's a pleasure to hear from you. I'm certainly not happy to hear that you're suffering with the insomnia. It's a terrible, terrible affliction. Yeah, to lie there in bed and just think and process and toss and turn the pillow over and switch positions and fumble the blanket. Oh, believe me, I've been through it, Elvis. Maybe not 5 days worth. I mean, good gracious, that's a lot of insomnia. That's a bushel full.
Yeah.
That's so I mean, what happened?
Well, there comes a time, usually after about 5 days, when I'm so exhausted that I just barely make it to the bed. Sometimes I don't. People have to carry me to the bed. I just fall over.
Yeah. Imagine you would. Yeah. Well, that's just terrible circumstances there, Elvis. I'm sorry to hear you're not doing too well. How's everything else? How's your daughter?
Oh, she's fine, She's downstairs. She's just, she's fine. But I can't burden her with this. It's bad enough she comes to visit me, and, she goes to school, and, I'm a night person. I'm up all night, sleep all day. And she wants to spend time with her daddy, and so she spends all the night, up. As much as I'll let her go to like 2 sometimes, but then it's still like, come on, honey, time to go to bed. And she gets a little fussy, but it's not, she's a good kid, And, so, yeah, well, how old is she now? She's 9 years old. 9 years old. That's precious, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's precious. Yeah, well, how about your ex-wife? How's she doing? Oh, she's doing good. Yep, everybody's doing good. And Joe and Charlie and all the guys? Yeah, everybody's doing pretty good. Had to let a few of my bodyguards go. Sonny and Red West. Oh, yeah. I heard about the lawsuits. They got a little bit too rough with people a few times. Well, it was complicated, and, because those guys are almost like family to me. In fact, well, they are family, really, but, not blood, but I mean, they're family. And, it's hard letting people go when you care about them, but there comes a time you just have to say farewell, Yeah, well, believe me, I've been doing this since the 1920s. I certainly know the perils of this racket, as you call it. But this business, if you want to be polite, honestly, it can rock your socks off if you're not careful. Well, Jimmy, between you and me, I think my socks are gone. I think they've been rocked off. I sang Jailhouse Rock for about the 5 millionth time a couple weeks ago. And in the middle of the song, I just started going, blah, 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 blah. I don't even care about these old-ass songs I'm singing anymore. I mean, it's just, every time, I get to the venue, and right before I go on stage, I say, how am I going to pull this through one more time? How am I going to just do this one more time? And, I don't know where I get it from. Sometimes maybe it don't come off too good. I'm getting bad press, and they're calling me heavy. Well, they're not so polite, but they call me names. Yeah. Yeah, I've noticed you've gained some weight the past 2 years, yeah. Yeah, it's hard just, once you hit big 4-0, that's why they call it the big 4-0, I suppose. I guess that's why they call it. Yeah, so, well, I don't want to trouble you any further, Mr. Stewart. I just need to talk to somebody. I'm going to try to go back to bed. I do appreciate you being kind to me, and I hope you and your wife are well, and your children, and I hope everybody's well, and I just, if I don't talk to you for a long time, I just want you to know that I've always appreciated you as a person, and thank you for being, who you are. Oh, it's very kind of you, Elvis, and, any time you want to call, don't hesitate. I don't care if it's 3 in the morning. To be honest with you, I go to bed sometimes late myself, but even if I'm sleeping, I can always wake myself up with a nice, strong cup of Joe for an old friend in need. So, don't hesitate. I'm here. You got my number. Hey, you know where I live. You can even drop by. I got dogs that you won't believe. They're beautiful, beautiful white dogs. You got to see them. Yeah. So, thank you, Mr. Stewart. I'm going to try to go back to bed now. I appreciate you talking to me. All right, Elvis. You be good now. And you be good to yourself, and you